Welcome back everyone. Today I want to take a look at this little PiPo W2s tablet that was sent in to me by my friends at GearBest. Thank you very much, GearBest. As you can see, it says window on the back end of the tablet, but it's actually got Android on it as well. I think it's Android 5.1, but I've been using it predominantly in Windows since I've had it, because I prefer it that way, to be honest with you. Let's go over a few specifications of it for you. The PiPo W2s has an 8-inch screen, that's 1920 by 1200 pixels display. It has an Intel Cherry Trail Z8300 quad core, 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of ROM, and it has two 2 megapixel cameras on it, one at the front and one at the back. It runs Windows 10, which is 10 Home, and Android 5.1. The ROM is actually a 32 GB eMMC. RAM is 2 GB of DDR3L. The 8-inch screen is 283 ppi, and it is an IPS capacitive touchscreen too, guys. The little tablet also has support for TF card or SDHC, whichever way you want to look at it, up to 32 GB. Now then, the storage on this little fellow is split up between Windows 10, as you see here, and the Android 5.1. As you can see, it says this PC is 29.1 GB available, but there's only like 6.61 free. That's not all the Windows operating system on here. As I say, this is some of this is to do with the Android system. What I'll do is I'll just boot it into Android and we'll take a look at the Android storage and you'll be able to see what I mean. Okay, so it's just had a bit of an update today. Didn't know that was going to happen, so it'll probably take a little while before we can boot it into Android. So I'll just let it run through that. Oh, here we go, we're restarting already. That was quick. PiPo. Right, going to Android. PiPo. Android. Okay, so here we are in the Android. Settings. Storage. And you can see there it says total space 3.87 GB, as opposed to whatever it was, 29 in Windows. This thing is pretty fragmented in the way they've installed everything onto the hard drive. Well, the internal drive I meant, not the hard drive. It doesn't have a hard drive in it, it has an eMMC drive in here, so it's pretty much fragmented. And I can show you how fragmented it is if we go back to Windows 10 again. On the power dialog here, we've got boot to Windows, so we simply touch that. Okay, we'll boot into Windows, and away we go. Okay, so we're back into Windows again then. Let's find out what we're looking for here then. Hopefully disk management. Right, and here we are in the Windows disk management, and you can see along the bottom here, you can see how they've fragmented it up into lots of little sections. For whatever reason, these are, I think some of these are to do with the Android section, and just here, this little bit here is the Windows, 19.79 for the Windows, and then we have about it says 1,000 megabytes here is healthy recovery partition, so that's where you can recover the tablet from, which I've had to do because I actually broke the operating system the other week while I was messing about with it, so I had to recover it again. What I'm intending to do with this particular tablet is I'm going to convert it over to Windows only operation, because my phone is Android and I have a perfectly good Android tablet available to me as well. So Android is on this thing is not necessary at all, I don't think, for my usage of the thing anyway. But if you're just an average user and you want Android as well as Windows, it's a nice little tablet actually. It runs quite quickly. There we go, it runs quite quickly. You've got things like the Microsoft Edge here, As you can see, it boots through quite quickly. It's quite nice actually. Here is the little tablet on GearBest's own site, and you can see it's £86.80 at the moment. You can only get it in black. It's available by the looks of things. Well, at least it will be from the 16th of April to the 18th of April, so I guess they only get them in, you know, so many in at a time. It's very easy to close Windows down like the browser. Just drag it from the top like so, and away it goes. What have we got down here still? We've still got the disk management, so we can do the same with that. Drag it down from the top and away it goes. Disappears, just closes it. Quite a easy way of doing things. As I say, it's a nice lightweight little PC for you to carry around. I believe it's got USB 3 in the side here. Yes, you have USB 3 just here. We've got HDMI. This is a mini HDMI and a mini USB. So what they do, they supply you this little adapter cable here, so you can plug it into the device, and then you can plug any standard USB device into it with this little cable here. We have your earphone socket there. This is where the TF card goes in just here. There's one of the cameras. We have a Windows key just here, and then we have the power and volume switches. Here is the Windows properties. As you can see, it also runs a 64-bit operating system too, which is quite good. Here are the accessories you get with it. You get this little cable here, adapter cable, which, as I say, you can plug a USB flash drive into that. If it obviously won't fit into the tablet itself, and the tablet also uses or makes available to you OTG, on the go as it were, so you can actually plug in hard drives into it, USB drives into it, and they will, you know, it will actually talk to it, and you can read information to and from it. We have a lengthy cable here to connect it to your computer, and we also have this charger which they supply. You don't really need this charger because you can actually use any standard USB charger that you've got kicking about. That will do it as well. When I first received this from the guys at GearBest, it had a fairly outdated Windows 10 on it. It wasn't the latest, what is it, a 1701 or something, the latest one, or 1711 is the latest operating system. So I've been messing about with this for a couple of weeks now, and it took me quite some time to actually update it to the very latest Windows 10. Because of the small amount of hard drive spaces available to it, it does make it very, very difficult, to be honest with you guys. I'll show you how I had to do it. I had to use this multi-port USB adapter thing here. In one of the ports I had a USB drive with Windows Creation Media Tool thing with Windows 10 Home on it, on there. And then in this other port I had a very large, I think this was a 32 gigabyte USB drive, and that's purely to act as memory for the tablet whilst you're updating it, because there's not enough, you know, internal memory the way it's set out to actually update it properly. So I had to use this media creation tool here with Windows 10 on it. I had to find it via the file server. You won't see it on here because it's not plugged in, but you had to file it via that. Click on the Windows and get the Windows up and running, so that it was like trying to install it for you. And then basically, as I say, you'll get to a certain point on it where it asks, you know, what are the memory have you got, and you use this and just click on this one, and it will actually then put information on here for you while it's installing it on here, which is quite an easy way to do it, but it takes a long time. And to be honest, while I was doing it, the power ran out on the tablet here, and I thought, oh dear. So I charged it up, and when I plugged it back in, it just asked for this setup again, and just carried on and did it. And now I have this nice up-to-date Windows 10 running on here. All future updates I've had have run through quite nicely on Windows. I think there are a few updates I saw available on the Android side of things, but I'm not using the Android on here. As I say, I'm going to see if I can clear the whole eMMC drive down and just use it purely as Windows. As I say, I've got plenty of Android kit here already, and I quite like the way this runs on Windows, actually, to be honest with you. It's let's try this. I haven't tried this Paint 3D yet. Here it comes. Here we go. So you can start a new project it seems to run alright on here. So, oops, can we get rid of it? Yes, we can. There it goes. And we're back to the desktop again. And we've got the file server open as well. There we go. It just shows you you got 6.71 gigabytes of free space on a 19.7 gigabytes. Right, and let's take a look at the camera then. So this is the stills side of things, and we can take a snap so we can see what it's like. There we go. I think you can also tap focus it. Right, and we've also got video available to us. Hopefully you can see it ticking off down the bottom here. This is recording the video for us. So what we'll do is we'll pause it there at 8 seconds. And we'll just take a look at the photo and the video that I've just taken, guys. Ticking off down the bottom here. This is recording the video for us. So what we'll do is we'll pause it there at 8. I think if you're used to how Windows 10 works, you should be able to get on alright with this little tablet here, because it's all here. You've just got a little, there we go, that's all your programs that are there. All the installed programs are there for you to find, or I say you can have it on the desktop, sort of Windows 8 style desktop thing here. Okay, so we can run it in tablet mode like this, or you go into the notifications, you can click on the tablet mode and it will go back to a standard desktop like you're used to using with all your programs. So you've got the choice there, tablet mode or proper desktop. I think it looks quite good as the proper desktop, to be honest with you, because you can have all your you know, shortcuts you're used to and what have you. I haven't got any shortcuts on here yet because I've been using it in tablet mode. As I say, it all depends on how you want your tablet to run, whether you want to run Android and Windows 10, or just like I've been doing, Windows 10 only. I get on quite well with it like that. It works well enough for me. I've got my favourite magazine installed on here, Guns and Ammo, read that regularly. It's a nice little tablet. It's quite small and compact. Let's compare it with a 10-inch, my 10-inch. As you can see, it's a goodly amount smaller than a 10-inch tablet. It does make it a little bit more portable. And of course you can run all of your favourite Windows apps on here as well, guys, the same ones as you got on your computer. You can obviously you know, share stuff between this and your Windows PC as well, which is quite easily done. You've also got, as I say, we've got OTG on the go here, so you can plug in like a hard drive into it. So if you've got information on a hard drive or a largish USB drive like this one, this was a bit of a hybrid. You've got the standard USB connection here, and if you push it through to the other side, hopefully, there we go, you've got one small enough to actually plug in to the little PiPo. Right, let's plug it in and give it a go. There we go, there's all the files on there, and you can also eject it. There we go, eject, and out it pops. If you're wondering where your right click menu is on this tablet, it's just a long press, and there it is. You've got to refresh, whatever you like. It's just a long press will bring you up the right click menu that we'd use on your mouse. You can also run this little tablet as a proper PC with a keyboard. I've got this little Bluetooth keyboard connected up here. You can see the little cursor there, look. So we can run that around the screen. So you can also click on the menu there. Up it comes. Microsoft Edge. There we go. We're in. Right, let's have a look for GearBest. Then we'll hit the enter key. Hopefully we should be off then to GearBest. There we are. GearBest.com, or wherever you like really. since they sent us the little tablet, I suppose we better check their website out. So it will actually run like your ordinary desktop computer. So you could have I mean, this is only a small little Bluetooth keyboard I've got here, but you could have a larger one. There are some much nicer ones out there. And you can also run it with a mouse as well. If you've got a Bluetooth enabled mouse, it'll run with that too, guys. So basically, if you had one of these like these covers that you get with an attached keyboard, you could actually run it just like a little small laptop, which would be quite good. So this is running quite nicely off of this little Bluetooth keyboard here, but there are some larger ones and much better ones out there, and I'm thinking of getting one that's more or less the same size as this, with larger keys and what have you on it, which would be a lot easier to operate. So you've got a choice. You can either use it by touch, like this here, or as I say, we can go into you know, your standard mode, you know, your standard PC mode here. So it's quite a good little bit of kit actually, guys. So you can show it up and down. There we are. So there we go. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this little PiPo tablet with me today. It's quite a nice little bit of kit actually. It runs quite quickly. As I say, you can run ordinary Windows programs with it. There's plenty of programs available in the App Store as well, in the Windows App Store. But say you can just download your ordinary programs and load them on here. It'll still work the same for you guys. A future project for this, I'm going to try and wipe off the Android side of things and just use it as a fully fledged Windows 10 tablet, or tablet PC, whichever you like. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. That would help my channel as well. You can also share the review with your friends, and don't forget to click like if you enjoyed it too. You can follow me on my Instagram feed. There's my Google+. You can help the channel greatly by purchasing via my GearBest link in the descriptive text below. Just look for the how to support my channel. There's a couple of ways of supporting the channel down there. The other one being via my Patreon page as well, guys. I've got a couple of guys already helping me there, so thank you very much to those two guys. Okay guys, well, thanks for popping over. Thanks for watching. And I will catch you here again at Rathbone Manor in the very near future then. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to leave any comments and questions down below, and I'll take a look at them if I get a minute as well, guys. I'll try to get back to everyone, but sometimes your queries and questions do actually slip by me. I do apologise for that, but I am quite busy, what with work and doing reviews and stuff, but I do try to catch up with your comments and questions. Well anyway, as I was saying, thanks for popping over, and I'll catch you later then, guys. Bye!
Ruff, ruff.